Hi, this video is to talk to you about daily preparation plan for NMAT exam. What you need to do daily as far as NMAT exam is concerned. Been training students for more than 23 years, so fairly comfortable with different examination. We do have different workshops, including NMAT workshop. We'll be having the ZAT workshop, SNAP workshop. So if you're interested, you can contact us. So time to devote. Ideally, if you're preparing for CAT, you will have a lot of preparation for CAT. 10 to 2 hours per day for NMAT is sufficient. But if you're only preparing for NMAT, then 4 hours per day. So this is rough what you need to prepare for NMAT examination if you're giving it seriously. So 2 hours and 4 hours depending on what. So because you will have doing CAT preparation, part of which will also be useful for NMAT. We'll come to it, what it is, how it is. What is the approximate time that is required. So breakup of time. So approximately 30 per minutes reading. I mean this, if you're preparing for CAT, you need not do this because this will also be part of your CAT preparation. In CAT preparation, you'll be doing much more than 30 minutes reading. You may read for 1.5 hours. But if you're not doing CAT preparation, it's recommended to read for 30 minutes. What happens is when you read regularly, your reading speed improves. And NMAT is all about speed. I mean, you need to really be fast while solving it. So it helps to be comfortable with the language reading because you need to read and comprehend as quickly as possible in the examination. 15 minutes vocabulary. I mean, if you look at the verbal section of NMAT, the vocabulary questions, words that are used are a little tough. So doing a little bit of vocabulary will definitely help as far as NMAT is concerned. So if you're specifically preparing for NMAT, this is what you need to do. You will not do this for CAT, but for NMAT you will have to prepare vocabulary a bit. Then 30 minutes of verbal exercise. I mean the type of questions that come in the NMAT is very specific, prepositions, and so use those. I mean correction, whatever. So use those questions and try to practice verbal exercise specifically for NMAT. So approximately 30 minutes per day would be good enough time to solve. 10 minutes calculation practice, so everyday practice, because NMAT doesn't have, it makes sense to be comfortable with simple calculations because if you otherwise you take more time. So 10 minutes of simple calculation practice, maybe addition, subtraction, just to be comfortable with different calculations which are there. Okay. Then 1 hour quant practice. Now if you're doing CAT, technically this can be part of your CAT preparation because the quant in CAT will be on a tougher level in NMAT. You can pick up the NMAT type of questions and then try to practice for CAT, but yes, there will be some part of NMAT quant which will be different from CAT which you can do because NMAT the questions are more predictable. I mean you will have that HCF type of sum, you will have that factorization type of sum. They're very predictable. CAT is more thinking based and a little different. But yes, whatever you practice for NMAT will help you for CAT. 15 minutes of DI, one set of DI you can pick up and practice every day. I think there are normally 3 sets of DI of 4 marks each, 4 questions each, 12 questions. So in that case, practicing DI useful as far as CAT is concerned. Unless you plan to leave, I mean a specific area, that is a different matter. But otherwise, recommended to do these. 45 minutes of logic. Again, logic in NMAT is quite different from that CAT. So it makes sense to practice these logic questions as far as possible. I mean, logic will include input, output, and other type of questions, syllogism, and other type of questions. And 30 minutes of critical reasoning. You know, remember half your logic section is sort of critical reasoning, a little less than half. So in that case, practicing critical reasoning will help. And important area as far as possible. If you can build speed while solving critical reasoning, that will help you to solve more logical reasoning questions. So this is a rough breakup as far as what you need to do for NMAT preparation on a daily basis. So look at this practice. I mean, it's possible that you say, I will do one day English, I'll do next day maths, I'll do next day logic. That's fine. But it's a broad breakup. So if you look at, I've almost given almost equal minutes, 1 hour 15 minutes for verbal. Same if you look at almost 1 hour 25 minutes for quant and around 1 hour 15 minutes for logical section. So yes, break it up into equal parts. I mean, you can do 1 day over logic, 1 day over quant, 1 day over logic or verbal, whatever. You can practice on that way, whatever you're comfortable. But this is the approximate time required for practice. Apart from mocks, we'll come up with mocks, what you need to do, how you need to do, and you plan for mocks on a separate basis. But daily preparation, important. This is apart from mocks, what you need to do. Hope this helps. Thank you.